My mother told me not to sing in the graveyard. Now something sings back. When I was a child, my mother would walk me past the old graveyard on our way to school every morning. It sat behind a crooked iron gate, half swallowed by ivy, the gravestones tilting like tired sentinels. She would always grip my hand tightly as we passed and whisper the same words, "Don't sing in the graveyard, child. The dead listen when you do." I used to laugh, thinking it was just another one of her strange superstitions, one of those old beliefs meant to keep kids from wandering where they shouldn't. But the older I got, the more serious her face became when she said it. There was no warmth in her eyes, only fear, like she was remembering something. Years later, I was 17 and angry at the world. My mother and I had fought about something small that morning, something I can't even remember now. I stormed out of the house before sunset and walked aimlessly until my feet led me to the edge of the old graveyard. The wind smelled of rain and earth, and the last of the daylight spilled across the stones like fading fire. I thought about her warnings and, out of spite, decided to do it. Just one song. Just to prove that nothing would happen. I stepped past the rusted gate, the hinges moaning like something waking up. The air inside was colder, unnaturally cold. I sat by a grave covered in moss and began to hum softly, a tune my mother used to sing when I was little. At first, it was peaceful. The kind of quiet that settles when even the birds stop moving. My voice floated through the still air, soft and steady, until I heard it, a faint echo. It came a heartbeat after every note I sang, like someone mimicking me from deep underground. I stopped mid-verse. The echo didn't. It finished the song for me, one trembling note after another, and when it ended, something whispered my name, so gently, so close. My breath caught. I tried to tell myself it was the wind, or maybe a trick of the echo. But then it started again, the humming, coming from the graves. Not one voice now, but many, joining together in a sound that wasn't quite human. The air felt thick, like water pressing down. I stumbled back, my foot catching on the edge of a gravestone, and fell. My flashlight rolled away, its beam landing on a cracked headstone, and the earth beneath it was moving. The dirt rippled, like something beneath it was breathing. Then, slowly, the ground split open, revealing a pale hand reaching upward. I screamed and ran, tripping over roots and stones, the chorus following me, low and distorted, singing my song back to me. The melody twisted into something grotesque, a mockery of my voice. By the time I reached the gate, the voices had turned into laughter, wet, gurgling laughter, and something cold brushed the back of my neck. I didn't sleep that night. I told my mother what happened, expecting her to scold me or call me foolish. Instead, she went silent, her hands trembling as she made the sign of the cross. "They know your song now," she said quietly. "They'll remember it. They always remember the one who wakes them." She made me promise never to go back, never to hum that tune again. But I still hear it sometimes, faint, just outside my window at night. The same soft lullaby, sung in my own voice. Sometimes it's a whisper, sometimes a full chorus. Last week, I heard it closer, right behind my door. And tonight, the wind has stopped. The night is still. I can hear the first note rising again from outside, slow and deliberate, waiting for me to join in. It sounds like a call, familiar and mournful, sung by something that has waited far too long to finish our song. The sound seeps through the cracks of my window, thin as mist but heavy as grief. I try to tell myself it's the wind again, that it's just a memory twisting itself into noise, but then the melody shifts, it changes key. It hums exactly where I left off all those years ago. That's when I realize it isn't just calling. It's inviting. My body moves before I can think, my feet hit the cold floor, my hand reaches for the window latch. The glass trembles under my touch, and for a moment, I catch my reflection staring back, only, it isn't quite my reflection. Its mouth moves a split second slower than mine, lips shaping the same song that's rising from the graveyard on the hill. The voice outside hums louder now, harmonizing with my reflection's soundless tune, and I swear I can see faint figures swaying behind the fog. They're not walking. They're floating, their outlines blurred, faces turned toward my house like they've been waiting for this night. I take a step back, heart pounding, trying to shut out the noise, but every attempt to cover my ears makes the sound grow clearer inside my head. It's no longer coming from outside, it's inside the walls, seeping through the wood and plaster like smoke. I stumble toward the door, but as I reach for the handle, I hear another voice, this time whispering from the hallway. It's soft, almost motherly, singing the same lullaby she used to sing to me when I was little. Only now, the words have changed, I can't make out all of them, but I recognize the last line, The song ends when you return. The meaning hits me like ice water. They don't just want me to listen. They want me to finish it. I run outside before I realize what I'm doing. The night air is thick and wet, the fog rolling in from the graveyard like a living thing. The song grows stronger with every step I take, rising and falling like a tide. I see the gate up ahead, half swallowed by shadow, and through it, the gravestones gleaming faintly in the moonlight. The same grave where I first sat years ago is uncovered now, freshly turned soil mounded in front of it, as if someone's been digging. I should run. Every part of me knows I should. But the song feels like it's pulling the air from my lungs, dragging me forward with invisible hands. I hum without meaning to, just a single trembling note, and the ground shivers in response. The grave opens with a slow, wet sound, and a figure rises from it, covered in dirt and shadow. Its eyes glow faintly, two pale orbs catching the moonlight, and when it smiles, I see my own teeth. It's my face, or something wearing it. The song that spills from its mouth is exactly mine, perfectly pitched, every breath aligned. My knees give out. I can't move, can't think. It steps closer, and for the first time, I realize that the chorus behind it, the countless other voices, have gone silent. They're waiting, expectant. The thing that looks like me extends its hand, and the air grows heavy with the scent of earth and rot. Finish it, it whispers. I don't remember taking its hand, but suddenly I'm standing at the center of the graveyard, surrounded by them, hundreds of faces half-rotted, mouths open, eyes fixed on me. The fog has turned silver, the air humming with their collective breath. The creature's voice merges with mine, the melody swelling, a perfect unholy duet. The more I sing, the less I feel like myself. My memories, my house, my mother, my name, all unravel into sound. I can feel the earth beneath my feet shifting, roots curling around my ankles. And as the final note rises, I understand what my mother's warning truly meant. The dead don't want to hurt you. They just want to remember what it feels like to live. And when you give them your song, they take your breath with it. The last thing I see before the soil closes over me is the creature's face, now fully mine, turning toward the town, smiling. Somewhere in the distance, a new voice hums along, faint and beautiful, coming from my house. My mother's voice. She's singing the same song. And as the wind carries the melody across the hills, the ground beneath me pulses softly, like a heartbeat. The dead are awake again, and this time, they have found their new singer. The wind howls through the graveyard like a living thing, carrying that melody across the island, low, mournful, and wrong. I can feel it vibrating through the soil, pulsing through the bones beneath me, echoing in the hollows of the earth. My body is still, yet I can sense every root, every worm, every grain of dirt pressing closer as if they're listening. My voice, or what's left of it, threads through the night, weaving into a song I no longer control. I don't breathe anymore, but somehow, the sound continues. It doesn't need lungs. It doesn't need me. The song is alive now. Above, the fog thickens, curling around the headstones like smoke from unseen fire. The town's lights flicker in the distance, trembling with the rhythm of the melody. Windows open one by one as if drawn by something irresistible. I can almost see them, the people I grew up with, stepping out into the cold, their eyes half-lidded, their lips beginning to move in time with the song. They don't even realize they're singing. It's as if the melody has rooted itself inside them, pulling them toward the graveyard. My mother stands at the front of the crowd, pale in the moonlight, her eyes glazed with tears she doesn't understand. She hums the first line of the lullaby, our lullaby, and smiles, even as her feet begin to sink into the dirt. The fog parts, and I see them, the dead, rising again, slow and graceful, as if the soil is nothing but water. They move like dancers, every step in perfect harmony with the song. Some still wear shreds of the clothes they were buried in, ribbons of faded color and bone-white lace. Others are only outlines, shadows shaped like memories. Their mouths open, and the harmony grows richer, fuller, endless. The sound is beautiful, too beautiful, and it hurts to hear. It doesn't sound like sorrow anymore. It sounds like hunger. The creature wearing my face steps forward, standing at the edge of the open grave. Its skin has become smoother now, cleaner, more human. The decay has vanished, leaving only a face that looks alive. It watches the townspeople approach, tilts its head, and smiles wider than I ever could. Then it raises one hand, my hand, and the song stops. The silence that follows is unbearable. The only sound left is the faint rustle of dirt settling. Then, softly, it speaks. One voice is never enough. At once, the ground splits open beneath the townspeople's feet. The earth doesn't swallow them whole, not yet. It toys with them. Roots snake around their ankles, gentle at first, then cruel. They struggle, but every movement pulls them deeper. Their voices rise again, this time screaming instead of singing, but even their screams fall into rhythm, a twisted verse, a new layer to the song. I can feel their terror merging with mine, filling the air with something ancient and endless. The creature looks at my mother, steps closer, and touches her cheek. She taught you the song, it whispers, but she forgot the ending. My mother's face trembles, her lips still forming the melody, though no sound escapes. Her eyes flicker toward the open grave, toward me, and for a moment, recognition breaks through the haze. Please, she mouths silently, but it's too late. The song rises again. And this time, I am no longer beneath the soil. I am standing beside her, or something that looks like me is. My reflection in the creature's eyes smiles in unison with its own. I can feel its joy, its triumph. The dead don't just want to live, they want to replace. The graveyard hums like a single, enormous throat, and the fog spills down into the town, covering everything in a gray shimmer. Lights go out, one by one, swallowed by the dark. From every home, every alley, every open window, voices begin to echo back the refrain, as if the entire island is breathing the same haunted hymn. The world beyond the shore feels distant, forgotten. And in the center of it all, the creature begins to conduct, its arms spreading wide, directing the voices of the living and the dead. Each note tears something open in the air, like the world itself is fraying. Somewhere deep within that sound, I can hear myself, the last remnants of who I was, fading. My thoughts are no longer my own, they're fragments of the melody, shards of a song that existed long before my mother warned me never to sing among the graves. The dead are not asleep anymore. They are remembering. They are reclaiming what was taken from them. And as the final verse rises, a sound too vast and too old to belong to human lungs, I understand what I've become. I am no longer the singer. I am the song. When the dawn finally breaks, the graveyard looks still again. The fog has lifted. The graves look untouched. The town seems quiet. But if you listen closely, if you stand just beyond the gates and tilt your head toward the hill, you'll hear it faintly, humming beneath the soil. The melody is there, low and patient, waiting for another voice to join. And one day, when someone walks by and hums along without thinking, the ground will stir again. Because the song never ends. It only waits.